Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our season 2 finale right here on Rewired Radio. I'm your host, DJ Drew.
And I'm Coral, your favorite event planner.
And today's guest is a wedding cinematographer with a keen eye behind the lens. He's here today to show you how to make your wedding videos epic without all the drama. Stick around, buckle up for this next saga. From Orange County, let's welcome Ricky Meyer Films. What's up, Ricky?
I love that.
Wasn't that a really good intro?
I've never had anything like that.
You
so
like that introduction?
I feel great.
Yeah, tell us about yourself. Tell us who we're having on the show today.
Yeah. So I'm Ricky with Ricky Meyer Films, and I am out of Orange County, and I service all of Southern California, looking to do some destinations as well.
Destination weddings are always fun, my man.
I know. Take us with you. Will
Yeah,
be a fun time.
Where you headed?
Right, let's go.
Hawaii at the end of the month.
Hawaii? Really?
Let's go.
We love
Let's go.
Hawaii. Yes, let's
Pack
do
your
it.
bags, Coral.
Sounds good. We're going.
You got a planner, you got a DJ.
Oh my
He's
gosh.
like, great.
This is actually the trio right here to make a wedding successful. We got a videographer, wedding planner, DJ. That's all you need.
Imagine us on the plane.
Dude, you're really going to Hawaii
It'll
at
be
the
a
end
fun
of this month?
time.
Yeah,
That's
it's
awesome,
gonna
man.
be great.
What part?
So fun.
I'm going to Honolulu. Yeah, we're gonna be shooting a wedding there on the 27th.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I've been there one time and it was such a blast.
hmm
But I've been to Maui more.
I love Maui.
Yeah. Okay. Okay,
Yeah.
me too. Awesome. Well, so fun.
Yeah.
This is definitely going to be such a good episode. We're only 3 months old with this podcast, even though we are on season 2 finale, which is incredible. But being so new, we get a lot of firsts on the show. And this is our first time having a videographer, which is super, super cool. And, to celebrate that, we are going to drink some yummy wine
Yes.
from Macy's Wine Shop.
Let's do it.
And so honestly, it looks really cute. It's a red blend, James and Bell. So I'm going to have a sip. I'm going to taste it. I've already had a
Let's-
couple sips,
Let's
but
all have a taste.
cheers, honestly.
Cheers.
Cheers to Macy's.
Mega pints.
Make a pint, seriously. Mm-hmm. And, we're not the only ones that get to celebrate today. Our viewers that are watching our episode on YouTube right now or listening in on Spotify actually get wine for free themselves. 3 full-size bottles for our viewers. All they have to do is pay for shipping. So check the link in bio. And honestly, this wine is so good. You should just pick this one.
It is really good, actually.
I want to
Smooth.
do that. So I could
You
click
could-
the link. I'm so down.
Our guest on the show is like, well, can I do it? Yeah, so you get 3 bottles of wine. You can choose, red, white, rosé, whatever you're feeling. You just pay, I think it's $14 for shipping.
Yeah.
No attachment. You don't have to do a membership. It's just like you get 3 free bottles.
Cool.
Great deal.
I know, it's a great deal.
Yeah.
And so now we get to drink it on the show, and that's going to be so exciting.
Love it.
So obviously we have our first videographer here. What are we talking about today? Anything interesting?
Video,
Film,
film,
weddings.
yes.
It's going to be so
All of the
fun.
above.
All of the above. Well, that's going to be so amazing. I'm so excited. Well, first things first, I would love to know more about you, kind of how you started and how long you've been doing this for.
Yeah. So actually, today is 2 years and 1 month since I decided to pursue videography.
Congrats.
Yeah.
It's a 25-month anniversary.
I forgot about it last month. It was like a few days later. I was like, oh, I'm not going to do it anymore. But
Yeah.
so in June 2020, I decided to buy a course online with the intention of going full-time with videography. But before that, in 2019, I got married and I started making like travel videos with the GoPro with my wife. I was first inspired, I think, like with video just from watching travel videos.
Yeah.
And it was something that it like made me feel emotions. I'm like, oh, this is awesome.
Yeah.
And so I think that played a role in me starting my own videography company. But yeah, ultimately in 2019, I did random ghetto, really bad travel videos and I liked it. But then in 2020, after having my full-time day job for 4 years, I just wanted more. I
Yeah.
wanted to do something of my own. And so I just randomly decided that like, hey, videography is fun. I actually want to learn it. And so I decided to start it. Went into
Amazing.
weddings right away. Yeah.
Amazing.
Nice.
And it's so creative too, from just like a normal day job. I love this
Yeah.
industry.
Yeah.
And especially if you have your own brand, it's like you can do whatever you want with it. And videos, it's like you get the whole film aspect of it. You get to create, edit, do whatever you want. I love that.
Yeah.
Well, congrats on your 25th month anniversary.
Yeah. Cheers to that.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
We're celebrating a lot of things today. Thank you, Macy's. Oh, amazing.
So Ricky, tell us something. I know as a wedding videographer, you see a lot of things from the beginning to the end. But what's something you wish that every couple knew from your perspective? For example, I know that typically photographers like to have the efficient out of the way during that first kiss, once the ceremony has concluded. Um, they like to also have the couple walk down the aisle slowly so they can get that perfect shot, right?
Hmm.
And a lot of couples might not know that, from a photographer's perspective. I'm no photographer, but I know this. But what's something that you wish more couples knew from your perspective?
Yeah, yeah. So I think there's a couple things, and one of them that um, I like mentioning to my couples too is that like there's so many opportunities for us to capture like really beautiful moments, and I want my couples to tell everything that's important to them because I want them to have those memories.
Hmm.
Whether it be in the video or not, just capturing the footage ensures that we have it for you to look back on like years from now.
Hmm.
And so there's like moments where like at a past wedding, bride didn't tell me that like she was giving a gift to someone. And then I
Mm.
just missed it because I was setting up gear or something. And that's something that's like, there's an emotional moment. People are talking, you're saying something heartfelt. Um, or more importantly, just with like gifts,
Yeah.
like you want to be able to tell the videographer all these things like, hey, I'm going to give this person a gift. I want you to capture it. That way I know going into the wedding day to have it on my mind. And so, like
Yeah.
anything you could think of, it's like, hey, this would be important. Even if it's not going to be in the film, maybe you don't care for it, let's capture it. Let's make sure that you'll have that memory to look back on.
So something sentimental is giving someone a gift. That's something that should be mentioned to you or the videographer beforehand. That way they know to capture it beforehand.
Yeah, that and just anything that they could think of that would be special, even if it's on the day, like, hey, I think I'm gonna go talk to this person, say
Mhm.
something really sweet to like their grandma or something. Make sure you get the videographer if they're not with you, because that could be such a sweet moment to capture. Yeah, that we're not
Yeah.
there for, at certain points of the day, just setting stuff up or doing something, just consciously be thinking like, hey, would I want this memory captured?
Hmm.
Because, with photo, you are capturing that, and video really like you are getting those raw emotions for the entirety of what's being captured. So like the laughing, the
Hmm.
crying, all that stuff can be so sentimental to be captured.
Totally. I think
Yeah.
they just have a lot going on, the bride and groom, that is, throughout
Yeah.
their entire day, that they might forget those kind of
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
And they assume that to capture these
Yeah.
kind of things. So maybe it just slips.
Or wedding planners, that's why we're here, is they go over that with their wedding planner, saying, hey, anything special you want from photo and video to be there for. I'm giving a gift to my grandma. I'm giving a gift to my husband, and that's in the timeline. So that way the wedding planner can be the one being like, hey, Rick, this is going to be a good moment in 5 minutes. Make sure you're recording the bride.
Yeah.
And that's another thing, because obviously, like you said, there's so much going on in their mind that day that they might not remember to go up to you and be
Yeah.
like, hey, in 5 minutes, I'm doing this. But then you can have someone else bug you and be like, hey, in 5 minutes, they're doing this.
Yeah. Yeah. Things definitely do unfold naturally too. It's
That's
not like it's
true.
always planned.
Yeah.
And a lot of the times I do talk to my couples in a
Yeah.
call and in questionnaires, I am able to gather those details.
Mhm.
But just like if there is something going on, if it on the wedding day that, you know, maybe it's good if they are able to think about it. And it's like,
Yeah.
hey, where's our photographer? Where's the videographer? These are important memories to be captured if we're not there. A lot of the
Yeah.
time we are there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
most of the time.
Yeah. The one time you're in the bathroom,
Imagine that. Yeah.
Oh my
It's
Yeah.
like,
gosh.
where's the videographer? Oh, he just ran to the restroom real quick. I'm about to give
Yeah.
my grandma this gift.
Yeah. It's like we
Hmm.
have to wait. Well, like I've said on the show before, I'm getting married in July, which now it's the 1 month like period. Like we are on the countdown, and it's
Yeah.
it's crazy to me because I started like, oh, I have got months to go, and I feel like I just got engaged, but that was over a year ago now. So like our brides that are listening and myself, what would you tell them from your point of view for them to kind of get that full experience and have that moment with a
Yeah.
videographer? Is there any tips or tricks that you would let them know?
You just have to give up control.
What?
And I know that's something that is talked about a lot, but it's true. I mean, if you have an
Yeah,
amazing vendor team, then you can just be rest assured they're going to get everything done with
true.
the details, with everything. And so, like, when you're happy and you're having a great time and you're not worrying about the details, that's when we get the best shots. When you're
Yeah,
having just an amazing time laughing with your bridesmaids and just really enjoying yourself, it's
yeah.
amazing for us. We love capturing those moments.
The candid
Yeah,
moments.
and we see that like you're down or something, then it's something that we want to give you space. And so we really like to see that you're having a great time. And I think sometimes that is a struggle for some people as they're thinking about all the details and like where's this person at So just have an amazing time and just
Yeah.
trust your team.
I feel like he's aiming that to me because I'm a
I'm
control
like
freak.
staring at you,
Like, do
coral.
not, yeah, do not. I feel like the day of, I'll be like, okay, like, let's relax. I know not everything's going to be perfect, which is fine. But, for photo and video, it's like the more natural you are, I feel like that's the best. That's when you get the really good, candid photos,
Yeah.
the crying, the laughing. You want that,
Yeah.
not so posed, at least in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want to capture those raw emotions.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what a lot of people like. They
think
don't
so.
want it to be too posed, and we
Yeah.
prompt sometimes, but it is so amazing just getting all the natural reactions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. So fun.
That's cool.
Make me excited.
And speaking of that, I noticed watching your videos, you like to tell a story. You narrate a story throughout your videos, which I found really interesting. You combine video and audio together, and you just create this beautiful story for each video. Um, so I'm wondering, what is something that you like to, do you think that that's an important thing when you're delivering the final video product? Once the video is completed, you've edited it, do you like to kind of create a story for your videos? And do you think that that's an important thing for every wedding video?
I think some couples they don't like hearing their own voices, and some kind of prefer just music. But ultimately, yeah, it is up to the couple. But I think it's so important that whatever story that we do portray is like a good reflection of the couple, right? And so if the couple is like really laid back and you're trying to make this super upbeat video that's revolved around like the dancing at the end of the night, that might not really portray well. And you could really get a vibe of the couple on the wedding day and just how the wedding day unfolds.
Yeah.
And that will give you an idea how to edit the video. And so a lot of that is, before I'm shooting the video, we get on a phone call, the questionnaires that I send, it helps me get a good understanding of what they value, what's important to them. And I'm able to like tell the story in that way. And I think a huge part of that is the music choice as well, because music could like make or break the video.
True.
If it's like in a amazing venue, cool shots, and everything with the vows, it's great, but then the music just doesn't seem fitting, then that can kind of detract you from that. And just like choosing a song that you feel best represents your couple and stays true to your own style, I think really elevates the film. And I like to think I do a good job at choosing songs for my couples.
Yeah, I would hope. So you think that the song is just as important as the video itself, the final product, the narration of the video, the story itself, the song is just as important?
Yeah, the song is huge. And I think that's something that couples may not think about as much. It's more so just like the story and how the video is like the audio of the day, the vows, like, oh, this tells a good story. And what you don't notice is that the music really does enhance that. With the highs, the lows, the pacing of the video is all determined by the music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, music to me obviously is very important, but
Oh, I wonder why.
I mean, you know why.
Mr. DJ.
But, when you put the final video together, I can see why it would make or break the entire video, the song that is. And, I actually work with videographers almost just about every wedding. And, it never fails. They always come up to me. I know why they're coming up. They want to plug into my mixer.
Yeah.
And the first thing I ask them is always, so XLR, quarter inch, RCA. So
I have no idea what they're talking about.
see,
Yeah.
we know.
Yes, sir. Let's go.
So I already know what they're coming up and needing beforehand. But for any videographers out there that might just be starting out, what's something that you need? What are some essential pieces of equipment that you need for every wedding to make sure that the event runs smooth, even though they might not think about it?
Yeah. So I'm really big on like investing in yourself, and like you want to, even when you're starting, you want to make a film that is high quality. Sometimes you may not have like the resources to do that. And so for me, like I rented gear as I started out. I just had a camera, rented some audio, rented extra cameras.
Yeah.
I think it's so important that like you have all the necessary gear. And so like some people, they just say, hey, I'm just going to go one camera, but you can't capture all the angles properly. Like let's say when they're doing vows, you have like a tight angle on the groom as he's saying his vows. On the other side, a tight angle on the bride as she's reacting. Those moments are so awesome, and being able to switch back and forth in the video as opposed to having one angle,
Yeah.
it really enhances the quality of your film. So I think like at least having 3 cameras, and if you can't afford rent one, you could find places where it's cheap. Having a second shooter that has their own camera, and then on top of that, audio, right? You're
Of
talking
course.
about that, but it's not just plugging into the DJ soundboard. Like we want to have redundancy. We want to have a lot of options. And so on a wedding day, I think there's around 5 sources of audio that I'm using for like the ceremony and the reception, the toast. So I'm plugging into the DJ soundboard, or I'm miking up the groom, miking up the officiant, putting a mic on the microphone itself,
Mhm.
because if something fails or just something is as good quality, you have a backup. And that is something that is really important. You have one source of audio, something happens, it dies, bugs out. Well, now you're just left with your camera audio. And it,
Mhm.
again, audio, if it's bad, it could really take you away from the film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you recommend 5 sources of audio?
I'd say 2 at least.
2.
2. Plugging into the DJ soundboard and having like a mic for like the groom or the officiant
Mhm.
starting out. That would be great. If you're able to get that, whether it be renting or just outright purchasing 2
Right.
things, that's essential to me.
And I would assume that maybe a lot of videographers, at least starting out, would probably focus more on the video aspect as opposed to audio. But the audio is just as important as the video, because at the end of the day, when you're editing those videos, the audio is going to make a huge difference.
Yeah, I'd like to argue that audio is probably more important than video in, a certain aspect, right? Because you get video, you have so many options, so many takes, so many different shots you're getting. You can make it work in the film with whatever camera you
Right.
have. But then audio, if you hear bad audio in a film, that it
It's
kind of
hard.
makes you want to not watch the film,
Right.
right? And so it's so important that you have that really clean, crisp audio.
Absolutely. And
Yeah,
it's harder to edit audio in post as well. You want to capture the best raw audio as you can the first time around. It can be hard. I mean, there's ways to fix it, but it's not always going to be the cleanest audio, like you mentioned.
definitely. Yeah, I agree. So yeah, I think if you're able to, 3 cameras is perfect to be able to capture the ceremony and toast properly,
Hmm.
and then having that audio. Those are the most important things.
So if a if a bride and groom hire
I'm just
a
gonna drink.
videographer and only so if a bride and groom hire just a videographer for their wedding and only one shows up, they should be worried. Like if you were the only one who showed up for the wedding, they should be a little bit worried.
As opposed to having like a second shooter.
Yeah.
You know what? No, I don't want to say that, because I know there are a lot of people who just for their base collection they offer one videographer, and I've solo shot before, and you could get it done, and people are very efficient in their workflow to be able to shoot a wedding themselves.
Yeah.
But if you just think about, like, you're gonna have your wedding video forever, it's
Right.
gonna live within your family, kids, grandkids, everyone.
Yeah.
Like, it's not our grandparents' video where like it got damaged. You have this online, it's never going away.
VHS back in the day.
Yeah, if you're able to
Home
invest.
videos, man.
Yeah, right?
Um,
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if you think like the investment of adding a second shooter, like, it's a no-brainer. It's just so much they're able to help with different angles,
Yeah.
all the equipment. It really adds a lot.
Yeah, it's worth the extra budget.
Yeah, definitely.
That was so helpful. Now I'm like thinking about my package that I have with my videographer. I'm like, wait a second.
Have your videographer hire me as a second shooter.
I love that idea. Seriously, I'll chat with her. All of this is making me so excited. I really want to like see your style and like see what you capture the day of a wedding. Like I would love to visualize it and have our viewers visualize it. Wouldn't you, Drew?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Look what we have.
Oh my God, you're beautiful. It's beautiful work.
I almost cried. That was so pretty. And you just did that wedding recently, right?
Yeah, so I shot this wedding on Sunday, and I provided this as a same day edit for them. So at the end of the night, after the last song,
Yeah.
we brought them over in the back and we showed this to them on the projector.
Sunday, as in a few days ago.
Sunday as in a couple days ago.
Honestly,
Yeah.
that's amazing.
Yeah.
That whole video just got me so excited. Like it's so beautiful, and just seeing it back, like her flowers are exactly what I want. So I'm
Yeah.
like, oh my God, those are so pretty.
Yeah.
It's amazing that you guys can do that so fast.
Right? Talent.
It's tough
Yeah.
when you think about it's like, okay, I got to find gaps in the day to offload footage, to editing during like dinner and all these things. It's kind of nerve-wracking, but it's so worth it to see the couple watch it and just really embracing it. It's so amazing.
And
Yeah.
that's not common to do a same day edit at all. So I give you props. Like, he's good, guys. Like, this is amazing. Same night, not even like, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
an hour or two after,
Yeah.
At
you're
the
still
venue.
at your wedding. You're
Yeah.
like, hey, before I leave, I just want to show you your wedding video.
Yeah.
Like, incredible. I
Yeah.
love that.
I got their reaction too. So
On video.
yeah.
Oh.
I put so on my Instagram I have the video on top and then their
Okay.
reaction on bottom in the same video.
Cute.
Yeah, it's sweet.
Oh.
Speaking of reactions, when you're shooting these videos, can you read the couple's face? Can you read their emotions? Can you tell if they're
Mm.
excited, if they're nervous?
Yeah. It's kind of easy, and sometimes it's like an icebreaker too to ask them like, "Hey, how you feeling?" Usually, like before the first look, the groom's nervous or it hasn't set in yet, and then when they have the first look, it's more real. But a lot of the times, like, yeah, you could tell they're either a little stiff or they're just like you could see it in their reaction. But I think something that is cool is just being able to talk with them about it and say, "How you doing, man?" Like, "Okay, cool," and just like being able to hype them up if they are kind of nervous. Like, I love doing like the fist bumps and stuff. Like, and I think a lot of the time that makes a couple like smile.
Yeah.
Like, okay, cool, and just talking them through it. Yeah, they're gonna be nervous on their wedding day,
Yeah.
but it's so cool just like being able to like form that connection, talk with them, and if they need space, if they're like really nervous and they're not having a good time, then I'm not going to capture anything. Give them space and just let them
Yeah.
cheer up.
Yeah, breathe a little.
Yeah.
So be as friendly as possible to the couple to make them know that I'm your friend, but I'm also capturing your big day,
Yeah.
you know, and that's probably really beneficial. So it's like not some stranger that's recording them every second of the day.
Yeah.
You're like, no, man, what's up? Here's my knuckles. You
Yeah.
know, I love that.
Here's
It's like
my
a
nut-
friend.
Yeah.
I wonder how many times a day you do that.
Quite a bit. Vendors, couple, everyone.
Family, yeah.
Right?
You're like,
And-
hey, mother of the bride.
Exactly. I know. Putting my arms around the mother. How's it going?
Aw.
And I think that's also like the difference too is that like sure you see my work, but there is stuff
Yeah.
behind the scenes and getting to know the couple in a way that helps me create their film and on the day just being that like source of light to be able to like cheer them up and just have a good time. Like
Yeah.
I want to have a good time with the wedding party with the couple and I don't want to just be someone capturing them. I don't want to be a fly on the wall in that sense. Like I want to be able to talk to them and have a good time.
That's
Right.
probably a great piece of advice for all vendors out there. Try to be as friendly as possible with the bride and groom, with the whole bridal party, and just
Mhm.
make yourself like one of them in a way. Even if you're not, just try to make it seem as if you're one with the party. And I think it just creates an overall better experience.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm sure you do that, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Same with
definitely.
me. I act like I'm their best friend. And normally they're like, you want to stay after and have a drink with us? I'm like, no, I'm so tired. I'm not staying. I love you guys, but no.
Have
Yeah.
you done that before?
No,
No.
no. It's not professional. I'll drink when I get home. Just kidding. I don't drink that much, I promise.
I mean, that's just a great sign that they offer you a drink. I've had
Yeah.
the mother of the bride or the groom,
my God.
always, oh, you want to stick around, have a drink after the party's over? I'm like, sure, why not? The
Do you
wedding's over.
stay?
I mean, if they offer me a drink, I'm not going to turn it down. At the end of the night, of course.
Right.
I have couples who come up to me and say, "You want a drink while I'm working, while I'm in the middle of mixing?" And I'm just like, "I got to work right now. I
Yeah.
know this looks like fun,
Yeah.
but I've got to work."
It's work for me.
But then at the
yeah.
end of the night, why not have a nightcap with them and just, celebrate?
Oh, so fun. I love that. Maybe I should say yes next time.
I think
Yeah.
it's your brand. People are different. Some people don't want to do that, and maybe it gives a bad look if there's guests seeing you drinking. But I think
True.
it's all about your relationship with you and the couple, and then your vendor team too, like the planner
Yeah.
and all that stuff. So there's a
Mhm.
lot of aspects, but I'm okay having a drink at the end of the night too if my couple like wants to have a drink with
Yeah.
me. But it's not often. But
Right.
yeah, I'm okay with it because there's that relationship that was already formed.
Yeah. And one of the weddings I just did recently, I think last month, they got so close with their photo and video team. They actually made like a table for them and had them, instead of doing vendor meals in the back,
Yeah.
they had them sit down with other like older important people, and I thought that was super cool. Instead of being like, here's your, vendor meal in your banquet room or whatever,
Mhm.
Yeah.
you can sit down and have a proper meal with all of us. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, have you known these people before? And they're like, no, like they were just so cool that we got really close during this time of wedding planning and
Yeah.
all our meetings and our Zoom calls, that we just felt like they were family to us, and like we're going to hire them for everything after. So definitely, if you are a vendor listening in right now, build that connection,
Yeah.
because
that.
you might have a table at reception and not in the banquet room eating your vendor meal.
Yeah.
Something to look forward to.
Yeah. No, that's super sweet they did that. And
It
it's
was
so
really cute.
cool having like couples that just really are so grateful and appreciative.
Yeah.
And like having a table for the vendors. That's so cool.
Isn't
Like
that
they're part
awesome?
of the wedding.
Wasn't every vendor, but it was definitely their favorites. I could tell.
Yeah.
But I was like, "Where's my spot?" I'm just kidding. I was just like day of, and I was like, "Oh, you guys are so sweet." And this is the same couple that invited me to stay and drink after.
Mhm.
Yeah. So they were really cool, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah. Love that.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Well, speaking of drinking, I think we got a fun game we all want to play, right?
Is it game time now?
It's game time.
So
do it.
we were talking about so much film and so many videos that DJ Drew actually put together a really fun drinking game for us
Okay.
relating to movies. We might
Yeah.
as well go off of this topic here. So we love games on the show. We obviously love drinking wine, and thank you, Macy's, for providing this super yummy red wine that we are almost finished drinking. But for the show, we will ask you a question, and you have to answer. If you get the answer correct, we have to drink. If you get it wrong, you got to drink, buddy. Okay?
Let's do it.
Basically, there's no losers in this game. We're all drinking.
We're all drinking. We're all winners.
Can you like top me off or something?
Of course.
Let's all get topped
This
off.
nice
I'll,
red
I'll
blend.
drink when you guys lose too. Just
Well,
Let's
that's
do
so
it.
nice.
make it fun,
See, look
yeah.
at that friender right there. He's
Mega pints all around.
mega
do
pints
it.
all
So
around.
let's load this game up. So this is a movie trivia game. So we're gonna test your knowledge here on movie trivia.
thank you.
Off the guest.
Of course.
I'm making a mess. Okay.
Movie trivia.
There you go, buddy.
It's
Thank
all
you
gone,
so
Macy's.
Mega
much.
pints.
Mega pints. Okay. I'm nervous.
No, don't be nervous. This is gonna be a fun one.
I'm
Ricky's-
nervous.
Ricky's the only one in the line of fire right now. So
I know.
here we go.
Either way, he's drinking, so
Yep.
it's like whatever.
So here we go. First question, Ricky. Which of the following is the highest grossing movie of all time? Is it Titanic, Avatar, or Avengers Endgame?
Oh shoot.
He's already grabbing the glass.
It's Titanic or Avengers, but I'm gonna go with Titanic.
You going with Titanic?
Yeah.
All right, let's see what it is. It is actually Avatar, my
was,
friend.
I gotta drink more for that.
Avatar is
Aw.
the highest grossing movie of all time.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
I shouldn't have said that. That was
Actually,
confident.
Avengers is in second and Titanic is in third.
Wow.
Avatar takes the cake.
Okay. Okay.
Let's go on to the next question. In the movie The Matrix, does Neo take the red pill or the blue pill?
Have you seen The Matrix?
Been a while.
This is the first one,
Okay,
so it's been a while. It's like
50-50.
1999.
It's 50-50.
Not bad. Not bad.
Flip a coin.
Let's do blue pill.
The blue pill? Red pill, my friend.
Oh,
Let's
this
see
is
how far
bad.
down the
Oh,
rabbit
man.
hole this goes.
Okay.
Did you know that?
No, absolutely not. Did you know that?
Oh, yeah.
Before making the question?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
In The Godfather, what is the special event taking place at the beginning of the movie? Is it Vito Corleone's birthday? Is it Vito Corleone's daughter's wedding? Or is it Vito Corleone's funeral?
I'm gonna go with wedding.
His daughter's wedding?
Yeah.
It is indeed his
Let's go.
You and I, let's go.
Yeah,
I also-
me too.
I also did. I know. I also didn't know that one. I'm glad these aren't my questions.
That movie's a classic.
I was semi-confident just from. I don't even know if I've seen the whole thing.
On this day, the day of my daughter's wedding.
Yeah, yeah. I've heard that. That's
Classic.
why.
That was really good.
Classic
Mhm.
movie right there. All right. What is the highest rated R movie of all time?
Of
Is
all
it-
time?
Of all time. Is it Deadpool, Joker, or The Revenant?
The highest rated R movie?
That's an interesting question. Yeah.
Yeah, these are all rated R movies. So which one
Like
is
the most
highest?
rated R?
No. As in, which one has brought in the most in the
Okay.
box
Oh,
office? Which R
was-
movie?
I was like, wow.
Not-
I was thinking
we're
of
not
the
that
the
explicit,
dirty-
guys.
I was
We're
thinking
We're
of
not
every.
that explicit. No, which rated R movie has brought in the most to the box office of all
Okay,
time?
that should be the question.
That is the question.
Is it not the Joker?
What are you going
Give
with?
me the Joker.
You going with Joker? Final answer?
Yeah.
It is indeed
Let's
Joker,
go.
my friend.
You too.
Let's do it.
That is probably one of the greatest movies ever made, by the way.
Right when you first said that, I thought you meant like the dirtiest rated R movie
Yeah,
out of
I
all
I
of
was
them.
like, they're rated like differently, all within
I
the
was like, they're all
same.
kind of the same. Yeah.
No, that movie's a classic, by the way.
Mhm.
It's one of the greatest I've ever seen.
Love it.
All right.
Joker, is
final
that your
questions.
favorite?
It's definitely one of my top
Yeah?
favorite movies of all time. All right, final question. What was Quentin Tarantino's first featured film as a writer-director? Was it Django, Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction?
Can you tell me if all these are Quentin Tarantino?
They're all Quentin Tarantino movies, all of them.
You should get a point for that. That was
what
good.
What is Pulp Fiction?
What is Pulp Fiction? That is your final answer? Reservoir Dogs, my friend.
shoot.
We'll drink with you with that.
Thanks, guys.
The what
I
is got me.
appreciate it. Oh,
So
man.
not bad though. You did all right.
Oh,
so
that
you
was so
know-
bad.
Just so you know, I would have gotten all of those wrong.
So I'm quitting wedding videography, and I am joining Coral as her assistant.
A wedding planner assistant, perfect. He had he knows no answer to the film. It's fine. That was
You
a
just-
good one. I liked that.
You just
That's
need to-
fun.
Yeah,
Did you
Yeah.
think of those questions on your own, or you
I
like?
did. I actually looked up some movie trivia questions.
Yeah.
But I thought of probably out of 4 of them myself. I didn't know the Avatar one. I thought it was actually Titanic.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
because
I'm
that
not
one for the
alone.
longest time was the
Yeah.
highest grossing movie.
Mhm.
But Avatar was super sick, so I do
I love
see it
Avatar.
kind of. Yeah, I do see it kind of getting up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Ricky, for our audience out there that wants to reach you, hire you for to be their wedding videographer, how can they find you?
So I am most active on Instagram, Ricky Meyer Films. And that's where you'll see all of my most recent work. And then to inquire, rickymeyerfilms.com. That is the best way to reach me and inquire.
There you go, folks. Reach out to Ricky. He is going to turn your wedding into a movie, make it
Yes.
epic, make it the best experience of your life. Hit him up, Instagram, on his website. He's the man. Ricky, thank you for being here with us today, my man. Really appreciate you.
Here's the
Fist bumps all around.
Thank you so much.
And let's do one last cheers.
Yes.
Cheers to Ricky.
Cheers,
Cheers, to
guys.
Macy's. Cheers
Cheers,
to Rewired
guys.
season finale.
Season finale. We'll
Yes.
see you all on the next one, guys. Have a
See
good
ya.
night. That's a wrap.